Welcome to the GCC ANOVA video tutorial for making supplier suggested payments in Sage 200. During this tutorial I'm going to take you through setting up your system in order for it to be able to make supplier payments and also produce a CSV file to load up into your third-party banking software. Okay, so first up we need to check a few settings. So if we come into Cashbook account, amend account details, choose your main bank account, over to e-banking. Just need to make sure your e-banking service is set to your correct bank. Now if your bank isn't in this drop down list, then just get in touch with us and we'll be able to send you a file to make sure your banking is included within that list. Next, over to Purchase Ledger Utilities, Ledger Setup, Ledger Settings. Just make sure we're selected for electronic bank payments on the options, and on the Payment Groups tab, within here are the various different ways you can pay your suppliers, and we'll see on a supplier account in a moment that you'll set the supplier to one of these ways. Within here I'm set to update automatically, so when I do my suggested payment run, it will put the payment to the Cashbook ledger and the supplier ledger and pay off the invoices on the particular supplier account and do all the allocations, as well as produce the remittance and the file for the banking software. For the particular e-banking one, you just need to make certain that you're set to electronic payment, either electronic payment or electronic payment with a remittance in my particular choice here, or email if you wish to use email. But I'm going with electronic payment, remittance and paper. So we're all set there. Then on the individual accounts you just need to make certain that you've set them up for the appropriate payment groups, because when we get round to paying we'll be paying a particular group off. So this one's set to e-banking. We have the account details set for that particular account. Okay, so we're all set to go. So to make the suggested payment runs, we come into period end routines in the supplier ledger, payment processing. I'm just going to delete out suggested payments just to make certain I'm starting from a clean sheet. Into generate suggested payments, the system will say, okay, up to what date do you want to pay these outstanding invoices and how overdue do you want to pay. Click on OK, or then produce a suggested payments report. The report you can then obviously just check and make certain that it is what you want to pay. If it isn't what you want to pay, then all you need to do is to select one of the particular accounts, say Ernie Swinton Whiteware, and I don't want to pay those two invoices off and I just want to pay say £2,500 on that particular one. What you need to do is just come back into amend suggested payments, choose that particular supplier account, and over on the payment column just knock out the ones that you don't want to pay and then put in the part payment of the ones you do want to pay. Click on save. So it'll be a process of going through adding in accounts. You can add in accounts through suggested payments, amend suggested payments as well as remove them, as well as adding invoices, as well as removing invoices or part paying invoices. So you work your way through amend, and then eventually you get down to running the report again just to check what you're going to pay. So in this particular instance I'm just going to keep it down to the payment group for e-banking. So this is exactly what I'm going to produce for my e-banking file. Click on OK there. So this is what's going to go out in this particular instance. So I'm all happy there. I could perhaps get an appropriate person to sign that off to authorize that. But now we come back to generate payments. I can pay off either a single supplier or a whole bunch. In this particular instance I'm going to pay multiple suppliers. I'm going to do the e-banking run. I can also filter down by any analysis codes that I have on the supplier ledger, but I'm fine as I am. I just need to choose my appropriate bank account. Click on OK. System then produces a file for your banking software, so 3 payments to a particular value. Click on OK again. It will then say, okay, where do you want to save this away to? So obviously make certain you're saving this away to a particular file that you can then find when you're in your banking software. The remittances are then produced and the payments are made, so you then send your remittances off. If you have Tracer Spindle installed, you just print that off and then the system will go through and appropriately send off emails, faxes or print out depending on particular supplier settings. And back on the particular accounts the allocations would have been made. So that's one way of producing a whole run of supplier invoices. Perhaps you just want to pay off a couple of accounts and not run through the whole ledger. Okay, that's fine, we can do that too. So I'm just going to close down there, delete my suggested payments run again, so I'm back to square one, And so to just pay off individual ones, you don't go through the generate suggested payments file, you just come straight into amend, come down, choose your particular account. So this one I'm just going to pay off this particular invoice. That's fine. And so I can either do a series of these just by clicking on save and then opening up another account, suggesting what I want to pay and save, and then going through the generate payments run, or I can just pay this individual one off right now by just coming straight onto pay now. It fires up the generate payments run screen. Everything else is fine. I'm just going to swap my bank over here. Click on OK. It will then go through and produce the remittance and do the payment for that particular account. Okay, so that's how payments are successfully made. So that is Supplier suggested payment runs in Sage 200.